Donald Trump continues to hide and destroy evidence and cover up more information regarding the Epstein files, and specifically his involvement with Jeffrey Epstein, his appearance in the Epstein files. And what he's hoping is that we all just forget about it because of the massive distraction that is the very serious war in Iran that Donald Trump started. We have some data points, of course. We know that Donald Trump's regime has briefed members of Congress and told them in no uncertain terms when Donald Trump's regime officials were pressed that Iran did not pose any clear and present risk of attacking the United States. Any statements made to the press to that effect were utterly false. In addition, we know that Donald Trump is suffering from severe paranoia right now. In a very frantic way, he keeps calling members of the press to try to justify this war against Iran, which the American people despise and which the American people are calling, as we are here on the Midas Touch Network, the Jeffrey Epstein War, or Operation Epstein Fury. I mean, he recently called corporate news reporter Jonathan Karl to tell him, I got him. I got him before he got me. They tried twice. I got him first, Jonathan. I got him first. Referring to the Ayatollah, and Donald Trump continues to think about the Ayatollah trying to kill him. And so Donald Trump just put the United States in a war that may be a never-ending war against Iran, where we've already had at least 3 of our service members killed, and that number is expected to rise. And Donald Trump says that number is expected to rise. And the paranoia, you also know, is there because, again, he refused to leave Mar-a-Lago all weekend while the United States is now at war. He had like his staffers there in the sensitive compartmented information facilities they built at Mar-a-Lago. Like they were like wearing their Apple Watches, which is against SCIF rules. He refused to even go to Washington, D.C. while America was at war. He's scared. He's refused to brief the American people. And here's the big tell as well with the intersection of the Epstein files with Donald Trump's invasion of Iran or attack on Iran. Where the hell were the Clinton depositions, right? You had Bill and Hillary Clinton. This is all related. Bill and Hillary Clinton, they wanted their depositions to be done in a public hearing, but Donald Trump had ordered MAGA not to do it in public because he was terrified. And then remember, during the depositions of Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, you had these MAGA Congress members like Lauren Boebert taking videos and photos of them, which were against the rules that MAGA proposed. And so Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton were like, look, if you're going to start taking videos of us and photos and giving it to right-wing influencers, can we please just bring the press in here and let's do a deposition in public in front of the press so these MAGA Republican Congress members can't run out and lie about what went down in the deposition. So what happened? You had James Comer and Nancy Mace and Anna Paulina Luna and Lauren Boebert and the entire MAGA crew. After the depositions of Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, what do? They rushed out. And then they started saying, Bill Clinton exonerated Donald Trump, total exoneration. And then James Comer posted on his social media, Clinton exonerates Donald Trump. I'm just trying to understand this. Like, y'all hate Clinton, but now Clinton you use as the character reference for Donald Trump. There's no consistency with these MAGA people, but that's not what Bill Clinton said. He didn't exonerate Donald Trump. Quite the contrary. Bill Clinton said that Donald Trump said that he had a fallout with Epstein to Clinton over a real estate transaction. And we at the Midas Touch Network pointed out what that transaction was a very long time ago, years ago, when we've been covering the Epstein files on the Midas Touch Network. Remember what I've been saying? Focus on that real estate transaction. 2004, Donald Trump outbids Epstein in a foreclosure sale of Abe Gossman's mansion on West Palm Beach. Donald Trump buys it for $41 million, then sells it to a Russian oligarch 4 years later for $95 million. Epstein then accuses Donald Trump of shenanigans regarding that transaction with the Russian oligarch. Accusations flew. Was it money laundering? Was it other improprieties with this Dmitry Rybalov, Russian oligarch? Then Donald Trump had the falling out with Epstein over a real estate deal, because that's what happens with these Epstein class people. So we have the Donald Trump and his regime refusing to release the depositions now. I mean, days and days and days pass before the depositions can be released. They're supposed to be released immediately. Then Donald Trump immediately rushes into a war and doesn't release these depositions, which we should all see publicly. He has his MAGA say, see, Donald Trump is exonerated. Just think about literally right before the bomb started going off in Iran, you had the MAGA Republicans hold a press conference and said, Donald Trump is exonerated. James Comer held that press conference and said, Donald Trump is exonerated. Then boom, the bombs go off. In my opinion, and I'm not trying to be conspiratorial, you can have a different opinion than me. This was calculated and coordinated, and it was done that way, at the same time. Now, in the past 24 to 48 hours, we're seeing corporate news and other large news outlets, even like New York Times, they're catching up to some of the reporting we've been doing on the MeidasTouch network. The New York Times reporting how Donald Trump's DOJ during his first administration intentionally refused to do investigations of Epstein's Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. Remember, that's the Zorro Ranch. That's a ranch that Epstein bought in 1993. He had till the time he died. There was a lot of sex trafficking going on at that ranch. There were rumors that there was an incinerator at that ranch. Bodies may have been buried at that ranch based on what we've been reading in the files. And Donald Trump's DOJ gave a stand-down order to the New Mexico Attorney General in 2019 and 2020. Do not search that. Do not do investigations there. Stay away. We've got it. And then Donald Trump's DOJ did absolutely nothing after giving a stand-down order to New Mexico Attorney General and to other officials there. And so the New York Times article, just so you can see it, again, it's consistent with all of the reporting that we've done here. Epstein's New Mexico ranch gets scrutiny at last, but it may be too late. And it may be too late as well, because that ranch has since been sold to Don Huffines, a MAGA politician whose family made a lot of money starting in the 1920s, opening up one of the first automobile dealerships. And then Huffines became a real estate guy, became a Texas state senator, where he was a big proponent of normalizing relations between the United States and Russia. Don Huffines took a trip to Moscow in 2018. Donald Trump, on the same day we went to war with Iran, or maybe right before that, Donald Trump posted on his social media that he strongly endorses Don Huffines for the state comptroller position in Texas, that Don is a loyal MAGA guy, and he's always been there. Don Huffines is turning that ranch, Zorro Ranch, Epstein's ranch, into a Christian retreat for kids. And there's apparently already construction underway. And so will you be able to even investigate what went down there, given the time that's passed, given what we know about the Trump cover-up during his first administration? And has there been any demolition or construction work to turn the Zorro Ranch into the San Rafael Ranch, is what they're calling it, in order to make it a kids retreat, a kids Christian retreat, or a Christian retreat in general? Now, as this war with Iran rages on, a lot of people are taking notice that this is the Jeffrey Epstein war. This is about the Epstein class going to war. And so you have, for example, Democratic Senator Chris Murphy. He writes, the Epstein class's kids won't die in this war. Poor family kids will. Billionaires won't suffer. Middle-class families will pay more for everything. And for what? For a different hardline cleric to run Iran than the one who was about